Alrighty, we're good now. We're live on YouTube, TikTok, and Discord. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and start with the IWM setup, which again did just a second ago ended up making a new low. Um, that obviously does put us 3 bars in, right, to our move down. Doesn't mean it's necessarily. I went back and looked. It's about 3 to 4 days, right? Delete evidence. What are you talking about? What? I didn't delete anything. Um, Now, with that being said, we are at a floor, and this is kind of that last ledge, precipice, if you will, that I think gives us our move down, right? And right at 247.84, that was one of the top structures that we had to break, and that should lead us down here. But one of the main things that I'm focused on, wow, I just got banned again. That's crazy. TikTok on the TikTok studio is just not cool. Yeah, not cool. All right, so with that being said, there is again, we need to look above and below. Above us, we have this structure, this floor. So anything above 249 is liable to trigger or start a potential reversal over 249.28. I think that tension definitely runs in the upside direction. You wouldn't have really anything, right? We have this box that we punched through in pre-market, right at the bell and at pre-market, but it left behind empty space. And then above that, right? So if we did have a green day, do have a green day, going into tomorrow. Again, I'm not really I don't see that as an overnight swing. That would be the targets to the upside. To the downside, again, we're looking at that 248 area potentially. And again, if you, as we move into the end of the day, if we see these retests occur and they happen quick enough, kind of how it's doing right now, right? Fill up that empty space, go tap that floor. If you can just as quickly as you go up, head back down. That could give us confidence going into the end of the day. So, oh, all right. Now, cues, which today, and listen, go back, watch Sunday, listen to what we talked about, how many days of movement, and then sideways. We got an inside open today. The rules stay the same, right? This can help give you confidence that you don't have to necessarily participate in an IW or QQQ was definitely not. IWM had obviously just recently a breakdown, so if you're holding anything, maybe that worked out in your favor. But as of right now, we've got one, two, three, one, two, three, four, and then five. I mean, and then the amount of pullbacks here. So I think, again, inside of a box, there is no, well, until a candle closes outside of those wicks or out of that control, there is no saying that it's going to move in one direction or other. We can measure the potential, right, when it goes past those 2 or 3 waves and look for those candle closes outside of the range. So when I see this bounce here, right, end of day, this could definitely turn this moving it back up to the upside. So as of right now, I think you could, again, if you want to speculate on the fact that this 30-minute box, hourly box range is likely going to break either A overnight or B going into tomorrow, and your targets are pretty evenly matched, right? You have a target at 623.18 and you have a target at 617.75, and you're basically almost slap center in between the two of them. So do with that information what you will. but the tension is awesome. So even though the overall higher time frame setup isn't necessarily awesome, um, the lower time frame could really provide a solid day trading setup going into tomorrow. So last day of the year. All right. Now, and also, again, if you look at the 24-hour candle, we didn't gain anything. We haven't lost anything. We have a top that we could go and blow off. But other than that, that's about it. So it would be nice to see that kind of tension break though tomorrow, but it would still technically be in range. All right, SPY. 24-hour candle is still sitting, right? Pop a squat right down here on top of these. Oh, what is that? On top of these wicks and bodies, go to the 4-hour, same thing, right? And we're building. Now, I was looking at this earlier and I thought, well, shit, with the empty space up above us, and we're looking at the Qs too as well as kind of a guide, it does appear that, again, with a strong floor, that this could go up, retest, and that would more than likely create trend. So not the biggest moves. If you'll notice, all of these setups that I'm showing you are on the hourly and 2-hour time frame. The 24-hour just offers what, right? And we talked about this yesterday. It could be a green candle in here. That could be tomorrow. Now that we've built a base, you see a green candle in range. So again, I do see retesting the potential to pop back up. Now, this isn't necessarily the response that I'd like to see when we slam into the floor. So if we do wick up and it happens really quickly, it is something that would be subject to potential drawdown. So, but anyway, not necessarily the craziest setup. If we do end up seeing a break tomorrow, or say we gap up and then, or yeah, maybe we gap up overnight and we hit that 690 target. If we do end up moving back down, SPY between QQQ and SPY, I like SPY, which is again not something that I think I've said hardly at all this year. But I do like SPY, I think, a little bit more than I like the Qs. It does offer more empty space. I think it'll go up if it holds 670. Yeah, I can take a look at that in just a second. All right, so to close this out on the ETFs, and again, we have one day until New Year's Day, so we'll have that off. We got nothing lost, but we are again closing closer to that sell level on SPY. Building right on top of that on the 4 QQQ, right? Building has more sell pressure, right? More pressure pushing it down, it seems like, when you look at it on the 4-hour. However, nothing has been lost, nothing has been gained. I listen, tomorrow does, when you go and you look backwards, like look at this right here, same thing. We're expecting for price to move. So if you're not swinging it, definitely add it to the watch list of something that you can potentially day trade tomorrow. Now, listen, that right there has been a major support level for the Qs. It's a 617 level. If that's lost, that's where I see this big move in advance. And again, we're very close to triggering that, but I would see a red candle all up in this shit, all the way from 617 to 614. So not bad. The Japanese people are so thoughtful. Like, they made a little, look at this thing on TikTok. It's got like a plastic dish to go around your fingers so it doesn't drip on your hands. Just delightful. City council member in Flavortown. 6'7"? 6'7". Sorry. Listen, I mean, if you speculated on, I'm actually gonna let me take a look at this really quick.
That means he's looking at the contract he's gonna buy,
Calm down, guys. Calm down.
already know.
I mean, 6, 7, 700. Nice. That one sky guy, dude. Beautiful. All right. So, I mean, you just look at this. This is, listen, there's no rules. At the end of the day, we make our own rules. So if this helps you count, use your line chart. There's, again, look at it. Now you can see them clear as day. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So down. If we break that floor, if this wicks, I just explained that whole thing. Where were you? Bro was fucking lost in the candle sauce. So what I'm talking about right now is if you have trouble spotting points of contact, right? Or I'm not gonna go as far as saying boxes, but this is useful, right? It's useful. I still do it sometimes when charts look like shit, like Sony or something like that. Speaking of Sony, I need to look at that. But anyway, that being said, we are definitely not. Let's go back down here. Okay, so that's exactly what I was just talking about. Exactly what I was just talking about. Move back up, make it happen quick, and then lose that floor as quick as you fucking gained it. If we can start sinking down here, man, I'll tell you what, it might be worth. Oh, fuck off. Fuck off, mate. My gut's telling me to stay to take it tomorrow. That's what my gut just screamed up all the way through my spine. I'm gonna hold off on that one. We got time. We got time. I don't need to rush that shit. Calm down. Just need to calm down. All right, let's take a look at anything that you guys are looking at. If you have any requests or anything like that, let me know. Let's take a look at Neo. Pretty gnarly drawback today. Now, we've seen this before, right? Especially coming out of structure or moving through structure where you lose half the candle, then the next candle moves up. So we really haven't lost anything major. However, the 4-hour candle, that doesn't look great, right? The 2-hour candle starting to lose some of the things that it regained. Now, typically when you've ripped up like this, and this might actually now as I speak might be the time to do it if you're planning on hedging or just getting the fuck out. 538 is the retest level underneath us, followed by 530. And if this was just some sort of unloading move and it completely reverses, then you can leave some runners on those hedges. If you have longer expirations, right, this is where you got to make that decision to get back in if you're still green, or hedge yourself with shorter expiration contracts. Neo is dirt cheap, and you can trade this down as if you were just taking this trade to the downside, right? Regardless of that. So, and in fact, what you'll notice just happened, right, is you tried to pull yourself up, keep yourself out of the sand trap, and now you're starting to see that weight pull you down. Hey, yo, I don't even know if that red, they're just burning premium today. Listen, it is really cool, right? To be able to say or show up on Sunday, count a fucking 3 candles, and just say, that is, I mean, almost every time, say for those really bullish runs, but even then, you still get a day of pause. Like hey, are we still fucking super bullish? All right, cool, let's rip. But like you always get sideways action after any big move, and that's one of the traders' biggest fucking mistakes. I've talked about this all since last Friday. Is not following those waves. And if again, could you have not traded the ETFs the last 2 days? and just been okay, especially if you're somebody who did trade him and lost money and you're looking back and you're like, well, that wasn't really worth it. Sometimes it's just like, yes, the market's going to move and it's going to offer day trading opportunities, but it's going to be tougher because you're in range. And so therefore you just don't. And you want the bigger move. You want the trade, swing trade, whatever. All right. Anyway, stop preaching. Preachy. All righty. Let's see. What do we got here? Yeah, we'll update these two as well. Listen, I'm about to fucking give up on KSSS. It's just not. This is moving like it's in a fucking excuse my language, but in an old folks' home. I, at this point, we're so close to potentially losing that $20 level and moving into the 1970s. The lower time frame is just really, really adamant on scaring the ever living shit out of us. So again, you can hedge if you want to. I'm just gonna let this thing tell me what I need to do because as of right now, as you can see, there's empty space. We're heading back up for a retest. We did the same, right, over here multiple times, and it didn't amount to anything. So the only difference here being is that, you do have some sense of a trend line. But wow, smoke a bowl. What are you talking about, Jesse? Jesse told me to smoke another one. What are you talking about? Oh, okay. I just read that message. I was like, what? All right. So I told you guys yesterday that Celsius was, if it didn't get up and out of there, which it did not, 3 points of contact at the top. I am almost absolutely certain that it's likely going to move down. However, it looks a lot different than some of the other pullbacks that we've had, where you see sellers really accumulating up here. So I would not be surprised if we saw 45. So you can, again, take that information, but we are not going back up until we get basically a punch back up, right? A move over 46.65 and 46.92. So, all right, just smoke one for me. You're at a gas station, dude. Just burn some incense. You'll be fine. Alrighty. I think I'm good on that. Yeah, I did. I just did those. By the way, we are on YouTube as well. If you are on TikTok, I'm already fucking banned, so who cares? Who cares? And wink, wink. I have side profiles, so I'm gonna. Some of them I just use to harass J Diamond. I ain't even gonna lie. But yeah, gas station. That's got to be rich. Didn't you? Oh my god, we just talked on the phone, Neil. It's a beer store. Oh my god. All right, honest mistake. Okay, I figured you need like the Zins, the cigarette. Give me a break. Give me a break. Just put an icy black currant in if it makes you feel any better. Junior, you swinging anything, dude? Netflix is still moving sideways. Yes, it is. Just leave it alone. I the Unfortunately, we're gonna news is whatever happens with Warner Brothers, it's gonna release, and then this is building the tension. I mean, the only thing you can really do is speculate at this point and try to find something really low risk. But I see a move up to 97 once the market kind of releases. But oh yeah, Regatti. I forgot about that one. Oh no, I had it right the first time. So that's a retest, right? Pop back up, retest floor, retest 24-hour floor. and now you're closing with a red candle inside of that yesterday's range as well. I mean, at this point, right, the only thing that you can really do is drop this channel here and see if it abides, because the only structure that I see for you, right, would be in confluence with, bam, that $22 mark. So, man, I want to take QQQ up. Explain yourself. Why, Chris? Break it down. Because I wanted it down. You know what? I withdrew my statement. I retracted it. No, retracting. I retracted like a turtle head. Oh, you guys can't hear the other dudes? Oh, my bad. I did not know that. Thanks for telling me.
Hello, everybody.
They can't hear you yet.
So we're taking cues up or down.
You know what? Why don't you take a deep breath? You know what? What the hell? Did you just step in the shower? Did it cry or something? Damn, no, he didn't.
Yeah, I'm fine. Maybe.
Oh my god. You said you understood. You lied. You just like Papa. I don't know. HR might kick me out of the Discord. I'm just kidding. That's my favorite meme. I gotta send that to Manny. All right. Yeah. So with I mean, straight up with Q's, it's tough to lean up right now. I mean, the bounce is yeah. Actually, when I moved, one of the things that stopped me was that. Right, is you do have a perfect setup for reversal, empty space up in here, and that could lead us up and out. And typically, before you dump, you go and you fill up your empty space. So I mean, yeah, I'm gonna fucking hold on. But I mean, you're banking on, without a catalyst, a gap up, either A to here, or you mandatory 622 somewhere in there, or you're gonna have to gap up, retest, and move out potentially. So, all right. All right. Yeah. S. Sentinel up. Well, I can tell you one thing. It looks like it might go down first, but 24 hours shows box. 24 hours shows floor. That is what you need to recover to get to stage 1 or stage 2, which is going to be 1587. However, it does look like you left a little bit of empty space behind, and you're kind of staggering as you're up against that wall. So it might be that you need a brief retest before you move up. It does also appear that you have a perfect little box right there. And so that would be definitely confirmation at 1545. We have unemployment claims tomorrow. That is correct. I'll take that into consideration. I'll take that into consideration. Oh, I am so tired for some reason right now. Damn. Sleepy. Netflix. Yeah, that one's still sideways. Tesla down. Man, they're strong arming Tesla right now. Like as far as keeping this thing shoved underneath that wall. But you're a brave Oreo. Espresso time. I I say I can't, but I was drinking espresso at 7:30 the other day.
But he's still tired.
Yeah, well, I was up last night A little bit. I was up till like 2 in the at night. I'll tell you, that's a story for another night. No, dude, I drank the wrong tea. Yeah, no, the Arden's Garden stuff that I was telling you guys about, or the NeuroGum if you don't have Arden's Garden, but that's man, that stuff is a huge help, especially in the morning because I am typically dead inside when I wake up. I have to peel myself off the bed. I packed a Mega Charizard, sir, this morning. Couldn't. You packed it? What do you mean you packed it? Like you unpacked one? You couldn't believe it? Oh, dude, nice job, man. Yeah, I'm waiting to unload my position shortly. All right, for Tesla, 4 hour. I mean, I can't say that it's bullish yet. You already did move down and bounce off of that. Yeah, I do see a potential leg down to 452. Yeah, 452 is your next leg down. Let's look at the 30-minute. This is where the attention to detail is going to really help. So you're sitting right here. Yeah. That's all very empty. Very easy to flush through. So NeuroGum is a great replacement. But yeah, this stuff right here, which you can't read, art is I know I mean, again, NeuroGum is still top notch, but this just kind of I feel like I get my brain back. Will NeuroGum replace my vaping addiction? Listen, you wanna do it together because I gotta get rid of these lip. Actually, I can't quit. I just got a huge pack. All right, in 2 months, in the damn it, fucking addiction. You're, you're oh, that's crazy. I was gonna say when I'm no, dude. If you look on TikTok, these stacks right here are all from. This is all from fucking Neil. Like, I can't quit now. But when these are done, then me and you both quit. All right. All right. I'll show the chat. All right. I'll show the mark. Yelled at me. Let's try not to knock down. Yeah, I got the Heineken hat, a Miller hat. I've never had any beer merch either, so it's actually pretty refreshing. And then a young Ling Ling shirt. Yuengling. I gotta use that shirt. No, I like the hat. The Scully's my favorite with the beanie on top. That shit's fire. Right. Anything else? Oh, MA down. MasterCard. Oh shit. You definitely left some loose ends behind. If you're looking to the upside, that's what you're fighting for. You're fighting for the same level that you fought for before. That's 580. You've already retested the red candle underneath you. So if that's lost, you can see that there's pretty big candles leading you up. So you'd more than likely move down and retest the structure underneath you here. So in order for this to go up, you need to move through the hourly range, maybe box directly up above us right here. All right. Yeah, IWM is fucking. I hope this is a sign. See, one of my least favorite things is when you rush down to a target at the end of the day. I mean, if you're short right now with tomorrow's contracts, ugh. But if if you're still looking with me all the way down, right? We're trading this channel. I'm sticking to my guns here. I have an idea. I'm gonna see it through, my boy. Um, but I mean that's basically a dump, into the 242s. But if you dump this hard, I hope that we break what we're about to hit, and that just happened. So that would be the spot to hedge yourself if you were going to do it. Let's look at the cues. Okay, well, here's the deal. I got 10 minutes left. The cues are the most coiled. SPY's just as fucking coiled on the 5-2, 1 hour, hourly. But more juicy empty space downside to 685. Is there any life in Wells Fargo? No. That's operated by soulless fucking vampires. But in the chart, I'll take a look. So 691 would be 691 or yes. $690s. Fast move down at the end of the day can lead to a fucking gnarly reversal back up. Make a decision here. SPY's got empty space all in here, which leads to here. We're sitting at the floor. Haven't even hit that floor. 1, 2, 1, 2. Empty space, 690. That's a 30, so. So above 687.83 on the 30-minute and 688 on the 15, we would be looking for the Q or SPY to rip up to 688.60, and that could obviously lead to the punchback on a lower time frame and reclaim of that 688 floor, and then a rip up into that empty space because that would cause a squeeze. You got higher lows, or yeah, higher lows. Yeah, they are. We'll see, man. Feel like I'm speculating too much. I'm gonna keep it fucking low risk if you participate in anything here. 685.80 would be the target to the downside, but again, like you just said, those are a little bit pricey. I'm looking at the cues right now. $617. You could do $616. But yeah, the cues look heavy. SPY not so much, but the cues look way heavier. Fucking, if I put it on anything, I'd put my chips on that one. All right. Again, have discipline. You know you can't be doing this shit, then don't. I like the candle close sitting at the floor on the cues. We got to go and break 618. I like the 616, 617 area for potential leg down, 616.92. Um, obviously, this is something where I think, yeah. Mm-mm. This is just a little trip to the taco truck, man. Uh, nah, man, we're not we're not doing the whole enchilada. Yeah, maybe a little taco. I mean, it's got some meat in the taco. You know, I'm not risking it all. We need okay. So tomorrow it's gonna be 618.85. That is verifiably where we go fucking short. If that's lost, my target gets hit at 617. Again, 3 rejections off the top, 2 kind of off of the bottom. You do have higher lows, but this is sitting at the floor and you should have already bounced, you know. Yeah, or you did rather, and then you failed to really hold that bounce. So you can hedge yourself for that empty space if you feel the need. I feel like if you're going to do that, you should probably look at the 623.66, but use these price targets. What we do have is SQQQ. Yeah, let me see. Wells Fargo has 3 bars. Let's see, this shit. This is the type shit looks like it's going to stay in range. But if anything, you're looking at a retest down, still at 93.83. I feel like it's going to gap and fill it. You know what, Burge? Yeah, and true, but man, if we do move too fast or see if it a big gap before data, then data could fuck up the whole trade. But that's just keep it low risk. If you don't have risk to risk, then don't risk it. If you don't have a biscuit to risk, what are you going to eat? That was a lazy metaphor. I'm sorry. And Triscuits, dry ass fucking crackers. Someone took a bite out of the drywall and was like, you know what? I should turn this into a cracker. Or somebody ate Wheaties for breakfast and they're like, you know, these are terrible. Let's turn it into a cracker. Triscuits with rosemary is okay, acceptable. I mean, yeah, SQQQ tomorrow. I'm looking at that wick right there at 67.39, and if that's released, you know, there's quite a bit of empty space up there for sure. And you bottomed out, you know, right up here at the top. It's really fucking odd to see SQQQ like this, but I mean, if you look at all the sectors, Qs are probably more ready to sell than anything else because they are not following. You know what I mean? Like everything, all the whole move up was lackluster in comparison to Spy, as you can see because we're playing it back down. Spy's getting heavier. Get towards the end of the day here. Hell, whoa, hold on, Diddles. What does that mean? Yeah, delete that. Nice job, Matt. Little 264% trade. Not bad, not bad. SoFi does look. I mean, for being inside of a range, SoFi has to do tomorrow is get through this at 26.50 and under 26.17. You got a nice juicy dump to 25.50.
My spy puts are up 10%. Does that sell?
Get out, man! Get out! Holy fuck! Holy fuck! See, yeah, I don't like that type of fast shit right there. Damn, Q's took those at the right time, huh, Poppy? See that? I mean, yes, it sucks that they're up. I mean, it sucks that you move so fast, but yeah, look at that right there. Right as we go into the end of the day, you go and you hit that second support. So yeah, if you want to hedge, look up towards that. Your calls are going to be way cheaper. You still have 15 minutes to do that. Always. Sometimes. Sometimes you don't have to hedge. You know. But on this shit, 100%. Yeah, 690's dropped to $40. So that would be wicked. I mean, look at it. Look at this shit. Let's see. Green candle, pop, squeeze. I'm about to size down on my pullets, dude. What IWM do? Follow the rest. It already had done its move. Move down to its floor in advance.
Why is that making you size down on your foot?
So just the same way that like if you rush down to support, like if I rush down and I'm watching it right now, if I rush down, right, I want to break that. I don't want to keep price from making that lower high. Um, and because of how fast that moved down, it means that overnight, if we don't see, news to, or if we see, unemployment comes in, they fudge the numbers again to make it look good. This has, a potential squeeze back up, but I'm not like nervous and because I don't think that it could keep going down. It's just how it reacts to the floor or how it reacts to this channel is dictates how I interpret price, going in overnight because it does matter. Like especially these moves as you get into towards the end of the day. Think about it. It's like oh, big move down right before the bell. Like that does sway people into thinking or looking at the sell side, which can be squeezed out relatively easy the next day. Yeah, what's up? Oh, sorry. Oh, I see. She did. Oh, it's UAA. Oh yeah, Under Armour did it. Nice. Yeah, if you took that yesterday, so now you're just looking for a candle close outside of 510. All right. I got blood dripping from my eyeballs. What the fuck? Um, yeah, so that's I mean, that the same thing, 530, right over the top. I mean, even though it rejected, right? What do you need to what would in order for sellers to push price down, they would need to sink you all the way back to 4. So you could still, I mean, I've seen price do this all the time. You could wick down tomorrow and fucking keep sending it. So, all right, I like that Tesla or Spy. Wick up and then drive right back down. Hardly any, no reaction. No reaction. Free State Street regional banking. That sounds like one of the next fucking. Oh my god. Hmm. I mean, the first level that I see is here. You seemingly lost that. So right now you're looking at a target of 64.72. If you were to lose that, you would be looking inside of here, probably down into the 60s. Yeah, 61.777. All right. Rivian made nice empty space for us. That's good. Do you have class in the Discord? How often? Um, kind of as needed, but in going into the new year, we're gonna be doing a lot more. Uh, kind of we did the same thing last year. Started the new year off with classes and stuff like that. So, but I mean, every single, in my opinion, and maybe you guys might disagree with this, but like, I feel like almost every single live, something important gets discussed. I mean, or whatever questions you have. I mean, we don't always get, the important questions, but like, if you have a question about anything, like I'll turn that into a learning opportunity. So, because in my opinion, like I can deliver all of the information to you, right? But when you need it, it's the most important. That's why when you leave those opportunities, like you run into an issue and you don't say anything, closed mouths don't get fed. You don't say anything, you don't learn, right? Or you learn the hard way and you figure it out on your own. But those are the type of questions that people can be, dropping inside of the Discord. It's like in the moment type shit. Like, yo, I'm like looking at this entry right now. We got 5 minutes left on this hourly candle close. I feel like I'm freaking out for some reason. But that's what I'm here for. Uh, I'm not freaking out, dude. I hardly ever freak out. I get scared sometimes. I don't like freaking out, dude. Freaking out is exhausting. I figured that out years ago. Like the recovery time on a crash out. That's what people don't talk about. They like to romanticize crash outs. But man, the crash out recovery time, it's too much. I'm still recovering. Oh, maybe too soon. Yeah. Sorry. Didn't mean to talk about it. It's okay today. We suffered a great loss. Maybe this is, maturing. Maybe we're gonna mature from this. Maybe Diddler grows up, you know. Like, those screenshots are not gone, dude. You're in the hard drive of so many computers. I would just go ahead and approach the FBI to get your identity changed quickly. Yeah, there you go. All right. Let's see. Anything else? Scan here. Just moved. ES looks so clean. Look how clean ES, man. I'd be kind of down to trade features on that shit. That's cleanliness. Alrighty. Well, we got one more day of 2025. And then it's fucking 2026. Sounds like a weird year. Like being 33. All right, guys. Have a good night. I'll see. This is on YouTube, so if you need to watch it back, feel free to do that. But I'll see you. I'm gonna go ride bikes with the kids. Peace. See ya.